guess I could be like you and pretend I don't know what racism is, so I can pretend that racism in this community doesn't exist. But the truth is, I'd much rather smack a racist with my colourblind fists than watch as the blood drips from his prejudice-laced lips and wait for him to regain consciousness so I can tell him my blood is the same colour as his, and I could prove it if I cut open one of these brown-skinned wrists. But wait, before I deviate and incur hate for being willing to discuss and debate this issue we face, I want to make it clear that there's more than my frustrations at stake, and how I lay awake wondering how many of you were disgraced by my melanin face, the one you probably mistake for being void of the colour you slate. Your discrimination ingrained in your hideous brains is hideously insane that a person could live in this way, claiming to adhere to a faith that came to erase this racism problem that stays in the heart of one following a beast astray away from the teachings of the Prophet, peace be upon him, who came to perfect every aspect of life and change how we are perceived as slaves. And yet your mind remains shackled by these societal chains, spewing your victim card claims as though you were a victim of all those years of black pain and black slaves, subconsciously propagating your anti-black hate, your anti-rants bait. So tell me I'm welcome. Tell me I'm welcome, you two-faced fake, and expect me to keep my emotions at bay when you prey on my people, my brothers, my sisters, the ones you imply are unequal. The funny thing is, when you think of a black person, you think of a criminal, individual, gangbanger, culture, empirical. But when I think of a black person, I think of Malcolm, Rosa, Martin, Bilal ibn Rabah, Luqman, and every other positive influence. And not forgetting Musa, aka Moses, and what about the Sahaba and the Tabi'een and the many of them that were born with black skin? So call me biased, like I'm trying to spark up a riot while acting all pious, when the truth is I ain't ever been quiet. I don't care if it's reactionary or otherwise, I'll speak out and I'll fight it. Now listen closely as I summarize this. A racist is a racist regardless of how he pops off in hatred. Too many of you Harvey Dent dons are quick to change faces. But I don't care if you're white, black or Asian. If you use race to hurl verbal and stir to, you need guidance and stern truths. Because every racist looks the same. And regardless of the excuses you make, you're all deserving of blame. Now let me leave the root of this thought in your brain. You need to remove race from the equation and leave this mentality you're enslaved with. Because this deen that my Lord sent, in its essence, is perfect. So you need to kick your ego and arrogance and actually follow your religion. How can we be united if we're divided by a different vision?